Hello, if you're here, that means I didn't quite get to your reading on stream last night, but we're gonna catch up with them now. Thank you so much for choosing me as your reader and trusting me. I will say that I am doing my recording at a time I usually don't. There are people working here at the office, so that's kind of why I'm speaking low. I'm using the ASMR voice. But I really am thankful that you guys are here, and I do hope it's worth the wait. Your timestamps are going to be in the description below next to your name, so you get your own little chapter down there. And thank you again. Let's get started. Maura, thank you so much. It's nice to see you. Also, shout out to the train. Oh my gosh, and I put the candle out. I will say that right before I did your reading, my evil eye bracelet broke. So if you've been feeling like you're maybe being watched, or maybe you've been needing protection from jealousy and stuff like that, just know that your guides or whatever kind of protections that you have around you have done their job, and it's time to reinvigorate that. So the message is ask your guides for protection from those who wish you ill. So I like to have an evil eye bracelet. It just makes me feel safer. I actually had to order a new one. I did it like right before this too. I was like, oh my gosh, no. I had it fly everywhere. And so just know that any kind of protection work that you've done, like for example, maybe sigils, maybe salt circles, maybe prayers, maybe even just like intently focusing on the correct thing, that is a sign that something like it was successful protection. But now it's time to rework that. And so what I'm actually seeing in my mind is, I don't know if you have been wanting to get back to something, but I'm seeing a clock kind of spinning in this direction. If you're trying to maybe, like, let's say you're trying to reconcile with somebody, or you're trying to bring back an old version of yourself where you were happier, they're telling me to do some sort of ritual where you're actually going counterclockwise, which is interesting. So very, very interesting. So I'm also hearing retracing your steps. There's something that you have done in the past that really helped you. I wonder if you even have been looking at like old pictures of yourself and wondering, how do I get back to that? I want you to know that, I wonder if there's a sign here too, because I am getting the feeling like maybe we kept ourselves a bit too safe. Like we were kind of playing it a little bit too safe, as in we weren't taking risks. We weren't talking to new people, or stuff like that. And while I do think it was good for a time, I think that that time of rest is a bit over, and now it's more of a time of movement. Because as I said, I was getting like turning back the clock. I don't know if you felt like you've like aged a bit faster this last year or so. Age faster, and you're like worried, like, oh my gosh, like I think I'm kind of stressing myself out too much, or I'm aging too quickly, something like that. Not that you look bad or anything, like maybe your body just feels stiff and stuff like that. They want you to know that no, like you're fine. You haven't like lost anything precious to you. You're still healthy, right? And you can feel good in your body again. I just think that giving yourself the proper protections, as well as feeling of like control, realizing that you have more control in your life than you think, will really help you. So now I'm seeing the Magician card, like with the pointing up, as above so below. So this has to do with uniting heaven and earth. And heaven has to do with like spirit. Heaven has to do with the astral realm. So anytime you feel like earth, just like the material realm isn't quite I don't want to say obey, because there is things out of our control, but if you feel like the material realm isn't reflecting the reality that you prefer, but just know you always have to start with heaven first. And so what's heaven? This is our imagination, This is our intuition. And what manifestation is uniting these things with action, with purpose, right? Uniting these things together creates the preferred reality. And I will say it does take a lot of trust, but I understand that like our intellectual mind might be telling us like, no, that's risk. You know. So that's what I see for you, Maura. That's what I hear your guides like telling you about. And just know if you want to get back to like an old time and maybe even like cleanse some energies that have been kind of circulating around you, maybe do some kind of counterclockwise stuff. I don't know, like I'm seeing you go around your room, like if this is a door, you're going this way, around. So that's what I got. Let me know if it resonated. Good luck with everything, and I wish you the best, everything that you got going on. Thank you. Hey Prim, thank you very much for your patience and trusting me again. It's nice to see you back. I love the little teddy bear icon. You said Sharingus Shabongus. I don't know what this reading is, and I have no rhyme. Keep it up, Ron. I thought that was really cute. So we're gonna do your reading for you. What am I seeing? You know what I'm getting right from my mind? There's this card in this deck that it says I think it's called Coming Out of the Cave. Coming out of my cave, and I've been doing just fine. Maybe you've been listening to that song. I think it's Coming Out of My Shell. Coming out of the cave. So I'm seeing that in my mind, like there's like a cave and you're coming out of it. And this card actually represents like releasing yourself from old cycles, release from old cycles, ancestral trauma, and stagnant energy. I'm also seeing like they're mentioning something, like your guides are mentioning something about unplugging. I don't know if you've been going on a social media cleanse, because what I'm seeing is you like actually saying to yourself like, I don't want to see this makes me sad. Like I actually feel like the ads that you're being exposed to are making you sad. Ads making sad, like maybe they're triggering your insecurities and stuff like that. But nonetheless, I feel like you're so I have a feeling I've told you this before in the past, but if I haven't, you definitely like picked up these messages. Empathetic nature. So whatever you expose yourself to, and that includes like your eyes, right? Your eyes, you know, they're absorbing the light in front of you from your phone. Just know like they're going to linger, right? They're gonna linger and stay in your subconscious. And so I do think like whatever it is that you are paying attention to, you're being much more intent on what it is that you're being exposed to. Like for example, I wouldn't be surprised if like you have more of a routine when it comes to the social media you consume. Like, oh, what has this person posted? What has that person posted? Maybe this person, instead of just scrolling through your For You page. I just want you to know that's much more healthier. I know a lot of people say like, you know, you should limit your screen time and stuff, but I do think that if you're absorbing knowledge from sources that A, you trust, and B, like makes you feel happy, then it's good for you. So that's what they're telling me. Like you, it's not that you've like completely unplugged. Obviously, you know, you're coming to my streams, you're online and stuff like that, but it does feel like you're being more intent on what it is you're exposing yourself to. So that's really nice. I am actually getting you feeling a little bit, I'm getting like a fuzziness, specifically on the upper part of my brain. They are telling me like anytime you get hit with the sleepies, take time to actually listen to your body and rest. A lot of us we're tired and we try to get revenge time. So revenge time is coming up. I've been getting this a lot for the month of October, that we need to sleep more, that we need to listen to our bodies. They're also telling me, I'm like getting this. It's okay if you don't feel this way, but they're telling me that if you've been thinking about buying a supplement, don't do it. You don't need it. In fact, like more so kind of getting yourself out in the sun, breathing, right? Breathing more, resting. You're gonna feel so much better. Like if you were thinking about, I don't know, getting like a mushroom coffee or something, I don't know. If you're thinking about getting some kind of supplement to like, oh, that might change my life, just know that's a scam. Supplements aren't gonna change your life. Obviously, like, you know, maybe a multivitamin here and there can't hurt, especially if you're not getting helping meals. But they're telling me like there isn't some miracle supplements. Like they're pointing to like a supplement and saying like, no, like don't waste your money. They're also telling me you should save money, because I do think you're going to need it soon. You know, a lot of people need it around this time, right? Because we've got Thanksgiving coming up. A lot of people have birthdays around this time, but also Christmas. So I'm also getting an energy of, I don't know if you feel like every Christmas something happens. Good, bad, but it's very dramatic. This year is no different. This year is no different. Do think something dramatic might happen. Not bad. Just dramatic. Just very kind of like explosive around Christmas. So that's what I see. Thank you, Prim. I hope that you like that, and good luck with everything. Hey, Lycett Cat, thank you very much for trusting me, and thank you for your patience. I know I said that in the beginning, but I want to say it again. It means a lot to me. You wrote, I love your readings and supporting you. I'm really happy to hear that. I always like to write the time that it is when I do the reading. So for you, it's 12:07 p.m. on October 1st. You know, maybe something about noontime could be important to you. Right, okay, so let's go ahead and get into your reading. Give me a second. I'm trying to see what feelings I'm getting. I see the 7 and the 9 of Wands. 7 of Wands. So the 7 of Wands is about safety, healthy boundaries. But it can also be about having a wall up a wall. And then I'm seeing the 9 of Wands as well. The 9 of Wands, sorry, I'm having to whisper. Sorry, I hope it doesn't sound bad, but the 9 of Wands is about persistence and perseverance. So I want you to know, if you feel like you're running into a lot of blocks, like you're going full speed ahead, I'm doing my best, but every time that you feel like you're getting some headway, it feels like another block shows up for you. Like, oh man, first it was this bill, and now I don't have my car. You know, these are extreme examples. They want you to know that just because you're seeing resistance doesn't mean that you aren't going to fulfill your goal. That's what I'm hearing, and I'm seeing it very, very, very clearly, where it feels like things are just kind of stacking on top of us. Because I'm also getting, like, yeah, even the 10 of Wands energy, where we're just a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit worn thin almost. Now that's not to say that, you know, you don't have downtime. I do think that you actually, you know, I am seeing you actually taking a moment to relax, maybe like to play video games, maybe like to spend time with your friends and family, or maybe like your partner or something like that. But I do think you give yourself time to actually relax and take it easy, and that makes me really happy. I think that's really healthy. I don't want to say more of that because I don't think you're doing anything wrong. In fact, I'm hearing a resounding don't give up. Because resistance is, you know what they're telling me? It's okay, you can think I'm crazy. Like, you never have to believe me. But what they're telling me is like resistance is a sign of growth. Like resistance is proof that you're getting somewhere. And so they're also showing me like let's say you've been trying to manifest like more money or something like that, and then all of a sudden a bunch of payments are due, and like let's say you have like a toll that like came in the mail, or let's say you have like a medical bill that kind of popped up and you thought your insurance paid for it. I don't know, I'm just getting this, and if it hasn't happened yet, I do think it'll happen soon. They want you to know that if you are manifesting being debt free, if you're manifesting saving money, they're trying to get all of the they're trying to get all the annoying stuff out of the way, and these are small things, getting annoying stuff out of the way. So they're showing me the month of December. And if it's not money, like it could have to do with like health, or, you know, you wanting to actually invest in like a new business. Like, for example, this is just my personal example. Like, let's say you want to be a VTuber and you hired all this art to be done, and they're telling you like, hey, I'm going to be late for a month, you know, something like that. Well, they're telling me that not only is it worth the wait, don't give up, you'll fulfill your goal, but they're putting all of this stuff in front of you because it was going to happen inevitably, but it's almost like your soul wants you to get it out of the way, so come December you can go full speed ahead. Because now I'm seeing a lot of like wand energy, so now I'm seeing the 8 of Wands, and this is speed, action, and quick change. So another sign for you that I'm getting, and I know it is the month of fall, but there's something about the smell of fake flowers. I know it's so specific. The smell of fake flowers. It reminds me, like, you know how Hobby Lobby smells? I don't know if there was like someone in your life who smelled like that, or maybe like they loved fake flowers. Like they love arts and crafts and stuff like that. I don't know, it does kind of remind me of an old lady, but I don't like to assume. If you smell like fake flowers, just know that is, you know, that's a guide that's with us. I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, you know, that's your grandma. I don't know, I'm not a medium, but it does feel like there's a guide that really likes creativity and the simple things in life, but they recognize that you are kind of in this energy of I want big change, and they're supporting you in that way and guiding you. So that's what I see. I hope that you like that, Lycett. Let me know if you have any questions, and I wish you the best with everything that you got going on. Thank you. Bye bye. Hello, Boxman Uno. Thank you so much for getting a reading from me, and I really appreciate you always supporting me. It's really good to see you again. You said, hey Ron, last time I joined, I asked about a job rating. Good news, I get to start a new job Friday. Congratulations! Wow, you need to give some of that energy to other chatters. A lot of people are having a tough time with that these days. You're really lucky. Good luck. You're very blessed. You said, and I'd appreciate a reading / channeling on whatever outlet you choose. Absolutely. Okay, let me spend a moment just thinking. You know what they're showing me? I'm seeing you being, so I'm getting Leo energy, but mostly like the strength card. I'm also getting like tiger's eye. Tiger's eye. If you've ever been interested in getting any kind of charms, any crystals, any like maybe you want a necklace, this is actually a very masculine stone to wear, because it helps with confidence. It helps with the energy of feeling empowered and in control. And so I am being told, I don't know if you are into crystals. It's okay if you're not. I know a lot of, I know a lot of men aren't quite into jewelry and stuff like that, but the energy of this feels really impactful on you. So if you don't, I actually have one over here. Oh my gosh, that's really funny. It's pretty serendipitous. I got one right here. And you know, I've gifted these to men in my life and they really like it. It really helps them. I tell them to, you know, I get them small ones. I tell them to like keep it maybe in their pocket, or if it's small and flat enough, they can keep it in their wallets or in their car, you know, stuff like that. Just this energy is going to really help you when it comes to work and stuff like that. So I usually don't try to tell people to buy things or anything. So, you know, if you have the extra money, I am being told like the energy of tiger's eye would really help you. Now, the reason I was seeing the strength was because I was seeing this tiger's eye. And the strength card is about self-love, confidence, and believing in yourself, right? Believing in yourself. So there's an energy that you're exuding right now where you're feeling much brighter. You're feeling much more hopeful about life right now. And I'm sure it has to do with the job, but I also feel like you're starting to just see your efforts in life really pay off for you. So maybe you're having more social life, and you know, you're feeling much more hopeful about career hope. Whatever you're feeling right now, they're telling me to hold. So they're saying hold that state. I was about to say hold that energy, but they were very particular about using the word state. Hold that state, because this is actually your natural self. Like you, and I don't know if like maybe the world does this to you. It's very common where, you know, we're brought into this life and we feel very confident, we feel very passionate, and you know what we want, and the world really shoots us down. Like you won't make money doing that, or that's a waste of time, or yeah, cool, whatever, you know. That kind of stuff, or maybe even being bullied. There's like something that we kind of like got bogged down by earth. Very, very, very common. I want you to know that a lot of times when we are planning our soul's journey, and I know this is like really silly, it's okay if you don't believe me, but we'll write down in our plan like, okay, I'm gonna get bullied, people aren't going to believe in me, but that's going to give me the inner strength and inner belief to truly make it in this world, because I know that as a soul I need proof. And so there's this feeling of proving yourself, and this is a very it does feel a little bit ego driven. So, you know, be careful with that. It is fun to kind of like mess around with the ego. So the ego has to do with personality, it has to do with how people see you, how people see you, but also understanding how you impact others. So there's a good and a bad to having an ego. Obviously, like, it's nice to have identity, but don't do things specifically because you want to show people up. You know what I was seeing? You being overly generous. Overly generous. So be careful, like, just because you got a job, doesn't mean that you have to like take your friends and family out to eat or anything. You know, they're telling me to like save your money. You've earned it. You've earned it. If you're wondering how many guides you have, you know, this is actually really cute. I'm getting like two people. And they love to like talk about you. Like they talk about you all the time, and they laugh so much. I feel like they have really big smiles. One of them has really big hair. Like really big hair, and this other one just kind of looks like a dude. So I do see like guides like hanging out with you. I don't know if sometimes at nighttime you feel like you hear the TV on, or you feel like you hear people talking, and you're like, man, like I didn't know that I fucking left the TV on, and you realize, oh, there's nothing. I must be hallucinating. But really, that's your guides talking to each other, and also talking to your spirit, right? Like they're talking to your spirit. So that's what we got. Thank you very much, Boxman Uno, and congratulations on getting your job, and good luck with everything. I wish you the best, whatever you got going on. See you later. Hello, Daisy. How are you? Thank you so much for getting a message from me. I hope that you enjoy it. I really do hope it's worth the wait. And thank you again. Let's go ahead and get started. You said, hi, Ron. I loved your stream about the channeled reading. I've always wondered who my spirit team is. I've been begging to see if I have any deities or family. Yeah, whether deities or family. Yes. Sure, absolutely. I will say that there's a difference between like guides, deities, and ancestors. So a lot of times guides are people that we have incarnated with before, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're passed on loved ones. Ancestors are more like our guides that have like a lineage with us and stuff like that. And if I'm whispering, I'm really sorry. I'm like in an office space, so I'm trying to be really quiet. But yeah, let's see what we have. Give me a second to think about it. I don't know. It's okay if you're not Christian, but I am getting this energy of like Mary Magdalene, which a lot of very, very skilled psychics say was Jesus's wife. Now this could be like an archetype, you know, this could be more of an archetype in your life rather than the actual spirits, but it does feel very heavy on like Mary Magdalene energy. And the reason I say this is because at first I was feeling Isis, and then I was feeling Mary, you know, Mary, like Mother Mary, I should say, Mother Mary. And I know that them together archetypally is actually Mary Magdalene. And whenever I like got to Mary Magdalene, I felt very drawn to like, yes. Like that's what they were telling me. So it's okay if you're not Christian, or if like you're not into Christianity. I personally believe that any deity, and I also think like Jesus is a deity too, you can learn so much from, and you don't have to operate under specific, like you don't have to be under Christian dogma in order to work with them. And so I do feel this energy. If that doesn't feel right to you, then look out for signs. I'm seeing the color purple specifically, because I was getting like purple lights. I was seeing like this crystal like this, and it was exuding really beautiful purple light. Sorry if you can hear it, voices around me, and it felt very lovely, almost like I was seeing you as a soul looking down. I know all the images really flashed to me very quickly, I see you looking down, and imagine these are your hands. Like this. And you have this purple crystal, and it shines like this. And it almost like it speaks to you. So I don't know if you have some sort of like memento or crystal that you feel really drawn to, or if you are very sentimental about objects, but just know your soul is telling me that there's some sort of like objects that you could tie your like her energy into, that you can use to help channel her energy better. I've never actually done this. It's very, very interesting. You know, something that I have similar to that, which I think this is different, is I love how they're tangled. Here you go. I have pendulums, like this is my pendulum for specifically Anubis. And so I know anytime that I hold this pendulum, I use this pendulum, I know I'm connecting to Anubis specifically. This one is for Isis, right? And so it's very similar, but instead of like excuse me, hiccups, instead of like a specific pendulum, it feels more like a crystal, you know, something that you can hold and touch and meditate on and feel the energy. And it does feel, if I'm honest, it does feel like an amethyst, okay? So we're gonna write amethyst. So if you get your hands on an amethyst, it's so funny because last reading I was being told this person that they should work with the energy of tiger's eye. And so I got my tiger's eye out for them, but I don't have an amethyst to show you, sorry. It's similar. So amethyst is tied to the crown chakra. It's interested like connection to the astral or spirit, and it's known as like the color of higher ascension. So usually ascended masters, which, you know, ascended masters, quote, ascended masters come in the energy of purple, because as I said, it's related to the crown chakra. So that's what I feel surrounding you right now. Very motherly, very revitalizing, and very invigorating. So if you want to connect to Mary, I really do recommend it. I feel like she has a lot to offer you. In fact, I really want to pull a card out for you and show you. Just give me a moment. Dude, you won't believe this. You won't believe me, but this was at the top of the deck. Which is crazy. And it says Mary Magdalene, and it has that purple, as I was saying. I didn't know about the red though, but it says Mary Magdalene, teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Wait, I didn't even tell you this either, but the other card that was underneath it was Isis. And that's what I was, oh my god, I'm getting chills. I'm like, I have goosebumps. I have crazy goosebumps. It says magic manifesting, your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. I mentioned Isis. She was right next to Mary. I hope you believe me. Like, how would I know that? But anyways, let's see. Oh my gosh, I have goosebumps. Let's find Mary. I really want to read her for you. Really, there we go. It says, we don't have a full picture of Mary of Magdala actually was, but we do know from her spiritual texts that she was a great visionary and teacher with clairvoyant abilities, because she was able to see angels in the soul of her twin flame Master Jesus. After he had passed away, she also had the ability to shake up crowds of people to bring their hearts and minds back to the highest good. She now devotes her time to supporting us in bringing about the radical changes the earth needs in order to prosper and to encourage those who feel the need to teach the joy of spirit. Mary is a rebel in many ways. She helps those light workers who feel restricted by the opinion of others to step up and speak their truth. And the extended message says, you have a strong desire to share what you have learned. You may feel people will dismiss you or ridicule you, but don't worry. Mary Magdalene is here to guide you through this process. I fixed how I spelled her name. I'm really glad I spelled it right the first time, so disregard the I's. Disregard the I's I put here. Your vulnerability is actually your greatest strength because you are trusting the power of your soul, and that part of you can never be broken. You are a wonderful teacher and leader, and the world needs you. You are being backed by heaven, so step forward and share all that you have learned. So anytime you encounter not being able to fit in crowds, feeling really singled out and struggling to kind of understand others, it isn't because there's something wrong with you. It's because you are meant to lead. That's what I was taking away from that. Lead and also teach. So that's what I see for you, Daisy. I hope that you enjoy that. I feel really drawn to these colors of red and purple for you. So maybe look into getting some beautiful roses around you to kind of step into that. But I was getting a lot of amethyst energy, so thank you very much. I wish you the best with everything that you got going on, and I'll see you later. Hello, Yaro Cat. It's nice to see you again. Thank you very much for trusting me and being patient. I'm really sorry. I know I often have to do your reading later, but we're here and we're gonna get this done. So thank you again, and let's see what I got. Give me a moment. I'm trying to kind of practice more of my clairvoyance and not draw cards. Maybe you've been seeing 5s a lot, because I'm seeing the number 5 in my head. This could have to do with the 5th house too. The 5th house represents self-expression. It represents fun, passion, creativity, and pleasure. And so the bringing up enjoyment, you know what I'm seeing in my head? There's this really fun card in this deck that I really like, and it's just simply called Play. And in it there's flamingos and there's rainbows and there's clouds and stuff like this. And I know that's really hard to see. It's really hard, it's really hard to accept play, because life feels so serious, right? There's bills to pay, there's people to impress. That kind of energy. But there's something about just playing right now, because the universe is already changing for you, because the number 5 in numerology is all about change and shifts. So just know there's something inside of you. I'm actually seeing this really strange visual, and I know I've been connecting to chakras more because I really like what they symbolize, and it does help me figure out what spirit is trying to tell me, because I get most of my messages as an image in my head. And so they're telling me that there's this misalignment, and it staggers like this, which is very interesting. I've never seen a chakra aligned like this before. And so everybody's energies go all over the place all the time, so don't be like, oh my gosh, my chakras are misaligned, I need to go spend $400 on a psychic to get it fixed. No. You have everything you need around you to realign them, and they're telling me the way for you to align them again is to simply play. They're also telling me imagine. When was the last time you just intently sat down and and just imagined, because they're showing me, you know what they're telling me, as a child you had an extraordinarily active imagination. So they're telling me like extraordinary imagination, like maybe you would be in the car. I'm seeing you and a kid as a car in the car, looking at the car window and watching the rain kind of pitter patter onto the windshield, and you feeling very attached to like certain raindrops. I don't know if that's like something you did, but there's something about allowing yourself to be in this state of like, they're telling me that whenever you're bored, allow your mind to play, and everything will make so much sense. And anytime you feel, they're also telling me like, anytime you feel this intense urge to go do something, like let's say you get really hungry all of a sudden and you're like, man, I'm so hungry, I should probably go get something healthy from the store, you know? And so you allow yourself to go and enjoy your time at the store. And maybe you weren't planning to go. Maybe usually when you go to the store, you like to get a lot of groceries, but there's something in particular that you're craving. And then maybe you run into somebody, or maybe it's just very pleasant, or maybe while you're out and about, you're inspired to like make new meals. They're telling you to trust your intuitive urges, especially when they don't make sense, but you know you would feel very pleased if you did it. And now, you know, that doesn't mean like, you know, bad things. Like, there's a difference between acting on addiction and acting on intuition. So if if you feel like you need to go do heroin, maybe don't do that. That was a joke. But if you do feel like, you know, when was the last time I swung on a swing set? And so you go to the park and you just swing. Maybe you look at your phone, maybe you listen to an album you've been wanting to listen to for a long time, and oh my gosh, everything just kind of goes into alignment, and you'll notice that a lot of luck happens afterwards. So anytime you see 555, they're telling me to tell you, please think about play, or intuitive play. So like enjoyment and stuff like that. So that's what I see, Yaro Cat. I hope that makes sense. Good luck with that, and I hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey Moon, thank you so much for supporting me again. Let me put the purple on for you, the lavender. I hope you're doing well. It's October 1st, so remember to blow some cinnamon in your door today so we can bring in some abundance and stuff like that. So I want to see, what am I being drawn to for you? I'm trying to kind of step away from pulling cards. My brain just automatically sees them in my head, and I don't know why. For you, I'm getting the 8 of Cups. And oh, that's right, I remember that you had messaged me something. Let me read it for you. You said, happy to help with your goal. You're doing great, Ron. You got this. Thank you. I really hope I can get it by the 10th. I'm very hopeful. And you said, I'd love to see what comes through for my spirit guides. It's nice to get confirmation sometimes. I feel their energy around me all the time. Yeah, I always connect to guides when I'm doing readings, so don't worry about that. I just feel like they're very positive. A lot of people ask me, like, why are your readings so positive, so uplifting, and like even when I get sad stuff, and I genuinely do think it is because I connect to people's guides and they're very supportive. So not only that, but the Queen of Cups energy, and I'm sure that you connect to the energy of, like, because I know that you do fairy stuff, So the energy of like fairies, the energy of purple too, so like the psychic realm, and probably the energy of the moon as well, since the moon is about intuition and stuff. So anyways, I was saying the Eight of Cups, there's something that you're moving on from. I actually think that you have left behind genuinely old, what's the word, old it feels like old traumas. There's forgiveness here. There's a word that they're telling me to use, but I can't find it in my brain catalog. I'm so sorry. Old traumas, old I don't want to say old hopes and dreams. I think that you still have the same hopes and dreams. I just think that they're more rounded. If anything, I feel like they're more solidified in your mind. There's this energy of like, wow, I can actually do this. Wow. I can actually do this. So that's the feeling that I'm getting in regards to like your goals, your aspirations. I wonder if you've been interested in energy of like freedom, an energy of like release. Because there's something that it felt like you were carrying this cup, because I'm seeing you holding this cup in your hand. And I don't think that you drank it. I don't think that you I don't see you like drinking it, so there's not an energy of like it poisoning you or anything, but it was definitely something that you knew eventually you'd have to put down. And so that's why I think that that's why I feel like there's forgiveness here. I'm also seeing the evil eye, and I just want to mention this. I'm drawing my bracelet. Right before I hit record, I had my evil eye bracelet break, and it fell apart into a bunch of pieces everywhere. And I was like, uh-oh. And I was a little nervous that, oh goodness, am I okay? But the energy was, when I did my meditation, they were telling me like, no, it did its job. And so it's time to reassess what your dreams are, but more importantly, where your line is. So I do think that you're on a discovery of what does it mean? What does individuality, freedom, and expression really mean to me? And not just like what you gather, what others might want from you, because I know you're a streamer too, and a lot of times we feel super pressured to do what the crowd wants, right? Like I was talking about this on stream yesterday, and I was talking about it with Milky on stream too, where whenever I stream not tarot, my numbers are really bad. And that doesn't bother me actually, and it hasn't for a long time. My numbers just don't bother me. In fact, the only time I get really nervous about how many people are watching is when other people make me worry about it. So I have someone in my life personally who is very obsessed with how many followers they have, how many people are watching, their engagement, and that energy super rubs off on me. But I know that that's not how my journey is meant to take me. I don't even really want, if I'm honest, and I think I've said this before, but my end goal isn't even to be a streamer. My end goal is to make long form content. And I feel like you're very similar. Like I'm seeing you wanting to have your own space where you can channel and people are attracted to your videos and they take something very profound away from it. Like that's what I see that you feel and know that you're meant for. Because it's not that you don't like streaming. I can tell that you really love streaming. Like, you wouldn't do it if you didn't love it, right? And I do too. But I know deep down that I'm meant for something else. And so just know that you are going to find the opportunities that you're looking for by doing this. I actually feel like you have a really fresh and they're saying fresh and youthful way of doing readings. Not just readings, of doing content. There's a lot of value I'm seeing in your stuff where you try to make sure that it feels very, very personal to somebody. And you might be scared. I wonder if you've asked yourself before, is this personal enough whenever you do YouTube recordings? Because I'm just seeing these things. And I think that these are things that you really care about. So I just want to bring it up because they want you to know that the skills that you're developing by streaming, you can apply the same things if you just release the fear to your videos. So imagine that there is a target when you're doing your YouTube videos and they're there and they're watching you and it's very specific. And so avoid saying things like some of you. Avoid saying things like not all of you. These are things I'm trying to avoid too. Not all of you. Avoid saying things like then it's not meant for you. And instead affirm and reassure to not only yourself that you're dead on, but so is the person who attracted the reading. It builds trust. So they're telling me build trust. And gosh, I feel like this is a reading for me too, in yourself and in your querents. And you're gonna see a lot of magic happen. And so this is like this is the magic that you have when you're streaming. Oh my god, they're telling me the same thing too. They're like, YouTube, bitch. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'm sorry that and it's okay if you don't want to be a YouTuber. Like, it's all right. But I feel like that's something that you feel very drawn to, like doing those kinds of readings. And you'll, as soon as you release the idea that like this isn't, because this is like a public reading, it's not charged to a specific person, it absolutely is. And remember to tell yourself that and tell the querents listening that this is meant for you. And you and I are meant to connect right now. I like that actually. You, oh my god, you and I are meant to connect right now. So that's very important, and I hope that you like that. I do see you doing a lot of healing. I see you cutting off a lot of weight, like cutting off the fattest stuff, and it really making you feel more free, you know, assessing what truly has been maybe in the past serving you, but now you know that doesn't fit the me that I'm supposed to embody now. And so also look into redoing some more protection magic. It is the first of the month. It's a good time to cleanse and then introduce not only safety but also abundance. So make sure you get that done today. I recommend, and you don't have to do anything too special. You can just be like, I cleanse the space, I welcome in safety and security, and I allow abundance to flow in freely. It's that simple, you know. You can make it fancy if you want to. All right, see you later. Thank you. Hello there, Gooey. How are you? Thank you so much for getting a reading from me. I hope it's worth the wait. It's really good to see you again. And right off the bat, I was getting the energy of the 7 of Pentacles. I don't know if that's important to you. So this has to do with hard work, waiting for something, to come into fruition. I can spell into as well as patience. And so I feel like there's something that we have been really consistent with. All right. And there's something about this consistency. It is working, but I'm getting the energy of like work smarter, not harder. Almost like we need a bit more organization. And I'm not trying to say like you're not organized. And this is also, and I want to mention this to you, this is a promise that what you're doing is leading you to a goal that you've been manifesting, right? Like everything that you have been working on regularly. Like I am seeing the sun, right? The sun means happiness. I know I'm like bringing up cards, but this is how spirit speaks to me since, you know, I'm a seasoned reader. So they show me pictures. A lot of times it is tarot cards because they speak it my language. So happiness, joy, and success. So you're going to get there. If I'm honest, I wonder if maybe, and I don't know what it is that you're dreaming of, trying to fulfill, or any goals that you have, but just know and trust that you will have it, and you'll get there a lot sooner. Because I wonder if some days we beat ourselves up because we're like, I don't think I was productive enough today. I don't feel productive enough is what I'm hearing. But someone said he really does win the race. And so when I say work smarter, not harder, it's not that I'm trying to tell you, because I was seeing the Three of Pentacles. It's not that I'm trying to tell you that, you know, you're not doing enough. In fact, I wonder if you're doing too much. Like, I wonder if you're doing too much. And maybe if it's not physical labor, it could be just like mental labor, mental worry. Like the worry of it is what's making it kind of, because now I'm getting like this kind of energy come in regards to like the sacral chakra, not sacral, excuse me, root chakra, because it's red in my mind. So if there's somewhere that you're like itching to go, wanting to be, longing for, you know that you're not supposed to be in this physical space or living, you know, or maybe it has to do with your body, your work environment, I want you to know that take your time, trust and have faith in yourself, because it is reaching this point. I'm seeing the number 4s too, like repeating 4s being important. That could be a really good sign for you. Let me actually look up what the 4s mean, because I forgot, but I want to write it down for you. So 444 is an angel number. Oh my god! I didn't even know that. Oh my, what? That is so funny. So it means stability. Okay, stability. It means foundation. And it means strength. So anytime you see the 4s, I don't know if you have been running into them. Part of me thinks that you, I don't know, I've told you this before, maybe you've gotten 444 in your readings before. But yeah, it even the 4th house is coming in. You know, the 4th house is the energy of roots, family. Oh, is that why I was seeing the 3 of Pentacles? So the 3 of Pentacles means healthy collaborations, and it means being around energies that love and support you. And now I'm seeing like there are these 3 energies that are swiftly approaching you. 2 of them actually feel like a couple. There's new friendships that you're gonna make. I do think that they're online, if I'm honest, because I am seeing things like Discord and like games and stuff like that. And you know, we live in a modern world, and with the modern world we get modern relationships. So it does kind of feel like online, but that's not to say that we won't see them in person. I think that you will, because anything in the Pentacles has to do with the physical realm. And if you, maybe you do meet them in person and then you just like play online more. Online play. But these people actually are very uplifting. They have similar goals to you, and they have similar interests is a big thing. Similar interests. Maybe you've been looking for people who are into the same work as you, into the same, it might have to do with spirituality, but these, it's more like a vibe thing. Like they genuinely like listening, and you feel heard. And they make the wait, like they make whatever you're like quote waiting for, you know. And if you're not conscious to this, you might, and it, like if you don't have these goals, you could be feeling like something's going to happen, but you don't know when. The Seven of Pentacles is a confirmation that it will, but it might take some months. You know, I always tell people 6 months to 1 year. No one likes to hear that for readings, but just know in 6 months to a year, there's a big culmination, like something you'll be very proud of yourself about because of your consistency and because like you allowed yourself to be productive in your own manner. And that includes fulfilling yourself socially and making yourself feel more stronger and more important, right? So there's people like hearing you speak, people listening to you, being there for you, caring about you, coming in. So that's really good to see. Okay, Gooey, that's what I got. I hope that you enjoyed that. Let me know if you have any questions. And I wish you the best with everything that you got going on. See you later. Bye-bye. Hello, the Rat King. Thank you so much for getting a reading from me. If you noticed that weird cut, it was because I forgot to I forgot to put your timestamp in, but I fixed it. And I also forgot to music. Sherry. There we go. We got music going. My bad. And you said one channeled reading, please, with your cute little rat emoji. So we're going to do that for you. And give me a moment. I do want to kind of figure out what I'm seeing in my mind. I'm seeing, you know, I'm actually, I don't want to scare you or anything, because I know I usually don't pull these, but I'm seeing the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, which actually means that we're investing our time, money, and energy into things that don't help us. You know, they don't help us grow. They don't help us or better us or heal us or anything like that. So ask yourself this question. Anytime we get the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, ask yourself, what do I know I'm wasting my time, money, effort, energy, even love on? Because all of these are very, very valuable. You know, you only have so much energy every day. And it reminds me, oh, sorry about the train. So much going on. Does life feel a little chaotic for you right now? Chaotic? Are you struggling to feel like you have control in your life? Control? Allow yourself to be okay when things don't go your way. And anytime, so I'm also getting this energy. I don't know if like you've seen bugs, like maybe you've seen a fly, or maybe you've seen an ant. I am getting like some sort of insect spirit coming in to warn you about something that you're spending a little bit too much energy on that you know isn't meant for you. So what are you saying? Yes, this is what they're telling me. What are you saying yes to when you really mean no? now? That's what they want you to ask yourself, especially for the month of October. I'm getting like, I don't know why, but I'm getting like a lot of Saturn energy. And this isn't to scare you, because Saturn always gives us a gift at the end. Saturn is the planet of discipline, karma. It's the planet of routine, practice, right? And so and also challenges. And so these are going to be really big themes for you. I don't know, I'll have to look it up. Saturn in Pisces specifically. You know, Spirit speaks to me in language that I understand. And Pisces has to do with like our inner world, right? Our psychic world. So if you find yourself saying yes to things when you really mean no, they're telling you to stop yourself in your tracks. And remember that if you want to be the version of you that has up healthy boundaries, that says it how it is, right? Like, you're not trying to be a people pleaser. People pleaser. People pleaser. Be gone. Just know that you're being set up to really heal this month. And I know maybe that's not like the message you want to hear, but this month, I want to say actually not necessarily the entirety of the month. I'm getting more so like the energy of the next 3 weeks. So the next 21 days, there we go. The next 21 days, you may find yourself like really trying to fix the way that you interact with the world and asking yourself if it's in alignment with your soul, because of that Pisces energy, alignment with soul. Now, after that though, I do think that you're going to run into a lot of luck, because now I'm getting Jupiter energy. So like Venus, Jupiter, the Empress. You might see a lot of threes come the 21st to the 31st. I feel like you are going to feel very reinvigorated this fall season. And it's because that you've kind of... you've lived in like this Saturn energy. I think that you've called it in. I wonder if you asked yourself recently, like, when is this gonna end? And I promise you, like, trust and know that an end is in sight. But you have to understand, like, because you're calling it in, that's why Saturn is coming forward, especially Saturn and Pisces. And so just because a card is in reverse doesn't mean we can't flip it around, right? Like, it's still an Ace of Pentacles, even if it's in reverse. And so now they're trying to show you head on what you're saying. Like, they just keep mentioning it, what you're saying yes to when you really mean no. And when you allow yourself to have more no's in your life, it allows you to put your yeses and the things that matter to you. So this is like spending time with people you love. Maybe you really wanted to like give a gift to someone for a long time, and you finally get to do it, and it feels very fulfilling to give a gift. Maybe you have been really wanting to invest in like a game or a business, something like that, or buy some new tools for the work that you like to do. I don't know why I'm getting like Magic the Gathering. It's okay if you don't like Magic the Gathering. Maybe there's like a card you wanted to buy, or maybe you've been wanting to go to like a tournament. Something like that. And it really like reinvigorates your life so that you're able to spend money on things that you want to. So I see you looking at like your subscriptions. I see you looking at and that's not to say that you aren't abundant, because I did see the Empress, right? I saw the Empress. I feel like you have a lot of abundance around you, and that doesn't necessarily mean like money. It also means like time and energy. I just think that they want you to give it to things that really matter to you. So that's what I see, the Rat King. I hope that you enjoyed that. Let me know if it resonated, and good luck with everything that you got going on. Thank you. Bye bye.